Hi, I am Laurie Asadi, author of the book Waking from the Nightmare, Giving Our Children Optimism. Today I want to talk to you about 5 of the greatest misconceptions about depression and mood disorders in children and teenagers. The first one is depressive symptoms do not have to be present all day, every day. Often parents will see kids on the playground or hanging out with their friends and say, well, he doesn't seem depressed. What you're really seeing is a child who's getting a little bit of relief and distraction. The same way adults, when we are in an easily irritated, or in a bad mood, we don't act that way and react that way every minute of every day. So don't be misled by the fact that every once in a while throughout the day he can engage and have, quote, fun. The second misconception is that depressive symptoms in kids and teenagers don't always look like sadness, withdrawal, and hopelessness. More often it's exhibited as anger, rage, and it looks like defiant behavior. Adults then make the mistake of treating the symptoms as if they are purposeful behavior. The result of this misunderstanding can be disastrous. Consequences only work if the child cares about them. And what you must know about depressive thinking is that it robs him of the ability to care about anything, sometimes including himself. The more consequences you apply, often what you do is you fuel the behavior and the anger of the child. Some of my kids have come into me after parents have taken everything away from them. What I then see is a child who has nothing and thinks he deserves nothing. When your thinking is that dark, you are not going to work towards a reward or a reinforcer. Parents eventually realize that these drastic consequences don't work and actually fuel the anger and the behavior. The third thing is that we don't always need a reason to be depressed. This is one of the biggest misconceptions. More often, depressive thinking, mood disorders, anxiety are genetic in nature. They tend to run in families, and sometimes it's simply how the child is wired. One of the frustrations that kids often express to me is the fact that parents and teachers are often asking them why. Why are you angry? Why this? Why that? And their honest answer is, I don't know. But adults don't like that answer. And so when you push a child to give you a reason, he will start blaming you. And then that becomes the whole argument, when that really has nothing to do with the child's state of mind. I try to teach the kids to acknowledge that their anger or their irritability is a, quote, just 'cause. I have no idea, my brain is dark, I probably don't have a reason, but that's where my head is right now. Not an easy task for a parent. The fourth misconception is that kids make suicidal statements for, quote, attention, or to manipulate adults to get what they want. Trust me, kids are acutely aware that if they talk about killing themselves, they run the risk of looking crazy or psychotic and getting put away somewhere. Because of this perception, most kids will retract the statement after the fact. If we go back as adults and ask them, why do you want to kill yourself, they will deny it. And they will often say, I just wanted to get what I wanted. Unfortunately, children would rather look manipulative than, quote, crazy. When I question their suicidal thinking, they are clearly ashamed of feeling this way and really hesitate to admit it. The fifth point I want to make is regarding suicidal thinking. We tend to not take this seriously, especially when we hear it from very young children after or during a meltdown or a rage. This is a mistake. The fact that his brain even goes to death as an option is what is important. It's what I have to pay attention to. What happens is that he's bypassing all of the other options of ways that he can deal with a stressor or a disappointment. I want him to always see options other than having to kill himself. Over time, suicidal thinking, if it continues, becomes more intense and frequent. And in the child's brain, it becomes more of an option. New research in this area is indicating that every acute depressive episode, including suicidal thinking, is similar to a neurochemical head injury. Over time, with continual injuries in this area, this thinking becomes stronger, more of an option, and more likely to be acted on. We are seeing more and more children at a younger and younger age who are struggling with dark thinking, depression, and hopelessness. For more detailed information and an opportunity to really live what these children are living and understand them and provide the emotional care that they require, please go to my website, take a look at my book, Waking from the Nightmare. Hopefully, as you change your parenting style, your teaching style to accommodate this kind of thinking, you'll experience some of the joy that I've had in working with these children and seeing the gift of when they come back to us. For a personal story of one child's success, please click on Tyler's story.